What if the only way to save the world was to destroy it? We've met those who ruled through control, like Darth Vader. We've faced those who embraced chaos, like the Joker. We've seen those who judged the world from above, like Light Yagami. But now, we meet someone older, colder, and far more disciplined. A man who doesn't just want power, he wants correction. He believes civilization itself has become diseased, and only through fire can it be reborn. This is Ra's al Ghul, the man who became Death's gardener, pruning humanity for balance. This is Beyond the Villain, where we unmask evil, one story at a time. And today, we explore the philosophy of Ra's al Ghul: balance, corruption, and the logic of destruction. Long before he trained Bruce Wayne, Ra's al Ghul was already a myth. A man who lived centuries through the power of the Lazarus Pit, watching empires rise, decay, and fall, over and over again. He learned one truth: civilization always collapses under the weight of its own corruption. So, he founded the League of Shadows, an organization older than any government, devoted not to conquest, but to correction. Whenever a city became too decadent, too proud, too rotten, the League would destroy it.
Gotham's time has come. Like Constantinople or Rome would be.
To Ra's, Gotham was not just a city. It was the perfect symbol of human decay, a civilization feeding on its own sickness. That's why, when he trained Bruce Wayne, he wasn't teaching him to be a hero. He was testing him. He believed Bruce's pain could make him an executioner of justice, a weapon pure enough to destroy the cancer of civilization. But when Bruce refused to kill, when he chose compassion over balance, Ra's saw him not as a savior, but as another symptom of weakness. So he decided, if the air would not burn Gotham, he would. This is where the tragedy begins. Because Ra's doesn't crave chaos like the Joker, or godhood like Light Yagami, he seeks equilibrium. To him, destruction is mercy. Ra's al Ghul's morality is rooted in utilitarian calculation, the belief that the greatest good must outweigh individual suffering. If millions must die, so billions can live better, so be it. But layered beneath this is a deeper, colder logic: Malthusianism. Named after philosopher Thomas Malthus, it argues that civilization inevitably collapses when population and greed exceed the Earth's resources. In Ra's mind, humanity is a parasite, a species that cannot stop consuming its host. The League of Shadows becomes his scalpel, not out of hatred, but out of necessity. He kills not because he loves death, but because he believes death is the only cure for imbalance. This is what makes him more dangerous than almost any villain in the Batman mythos. He doesn't see himself as evil, he sees himself as nature's hand. When he tells Bruce,
"If someone stands in the way of true justice, you simply walk up behind them and stab them in the heart,"
he's not being dramatic. He's being consistent. To Ra's, justice without decisiveness is hypocrisy. In his worldview, mercy sustains corruption, destruction restores balance. It's a perverse echo of Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy, that old structures must die for stronger ones to rise. Except Ra's removes the human element. He believes moral evolution can be forced, but as every philosopher warns, the moment morality is forced, it ceases to be moral. Ra's al Ghul's logic collides with Bruce Wayne's belief in redemption. Bruce doesn't deny Gotham's corruption, he's lived it. But he believes people can change, that justice can restore, not just erase. This is the essence of humanism. The belief that even in failure, humanity is capable of self-improvement. To Ra's, this is naive. To Bruce, it's hope. Their conflict isn't physical, it's philosophical. Ra's sees society as a cycle that must be broken through death. Bruce sees it as a cycle that can be broken through example. In the end, this is what separates them. Ra's believes in justice without love. Bruce believes in justice with empathy. And that difference defines not just heroes and villains, but civilizations. Because history itself mirrors this debate, from revolutions that toppled corrupt monarchies to purges that slaughtered millions in the name of balance. The question always remains, when does correction become cruelty? When does cleansing become killing? Raz is not just an extremist, he is a philosopher of collapse. He looks at humanity and sees patterns of self-destruction and decides to accelerate them for their own good. Why does Raz al Ghul resonate so deeply? Because his logic mirrors real ideologies. In a world facing climate crisis, corruption, and overpopulation, his ideas don't sound alien, they sound familiar. Politicians who justify war as preventive. Corporations that destroy ecosystems in the name of progress. Governments that surveil their citizens for protection. They all claim necessity. They all claim balance. They all believe, like Raz, that the end justifies the means. Raz al Ghul is the voice of authoritarian logic disguised as wisdom. He's the intellectual tyrant, the man who would burn the village to save it. But here's where Batman Begins becomes brilliant. It doesn't make Raz wrong, it makes him half right. Because Gotham is corrupt, humanity is flawed. But the question isn't whether the world deserves saving. It's whether it deserves a chance. That's the line Bruce refuses to cross. He understands what Raz cannot. You can't build balance on ashes. That's the ultimate philosophical pivot. Justice without vengeance. Power without domination. Hope without delusion. And in that moment, Raz al Ghul's ideology, centuries old, ruthlessly consistent, meets its own end. Not because it's wrong in principle, but because it's inhuman in execution. So, was Raz al Ghul truly evil? Or was he the only one willing to do what others couldn't? Let's step back. Darth Vader tried to control. The Joker tried to expose. Light Yagami tried to judge. And Raz al Ghul? He tried to balance. Each villain of Arc 1, the other side of justice, represents a different attempt to fix a broken world. Each believed morality could be engineered. Each failed. Because they removed humanity from the equation. Raz's greatest flaw isn't arrogance or cruelty, it's certainty. He never doubts his right to decide who should live or die. This is the core danger of moral absolutism. Once you're convinced your cause is pure, you'll justify anything to protect it. Philosopher Hannah Arendt called this the banality of evil. Evil done not out of hatred, but out of duty. Raz embodies that perfectly. He kills not because he enjoys it, but because he believes it must be done. That's what makes him haunting, because deep down we understand his reasoning. Who hasn't looked at the world and thought, maybe it needs to burn? But that's the warning of Batman Begins. The moment we accept destruction as purification, we become what we claim to fight. Raz al Ghul's legacy lives on not through the League, but through the temptation he leaves in Bruce's mind. What if he was right? Every time Batman faces moral compromise, when he spies, when he lies, when he breaks his own code, it's Raz whispering in the dark. Balance demands sacrifice. Conclusion. From Darth Vader's Empire of Order, to the Joker's Theater of Chaos, to Light Yagami's God Complex of Judgment, and finally, to Raz al Ghul's purification through destruction, we've seen every face of justice distorted by belief. This is the heart of Arc 1, the other side of justice. Each villain begins with truth and ends with tyranny, because justice without empathy becomes domination, and order without mercy becomes oppression. Raz al Ghul teaches us that balance is not found in fire, but in restraint. That true justice is not about punishing the wicked. It's about preserving the good. He died believing he was restoring harmony, but all he left was a warning that every savior who tries to play nature's hand ends up erasing humanity's heart. So ask yourself, would you destroy a city to save the world? And if you say yes, whose world would it be? Do you think Ras Al Ghul was right? That humanity needs to be reset to survive? Or did he prove that balance without compassion is just another form of chaos? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is Beyond the Villain, unmasking evil, one story at a time.